Up there that just left. You alright? You look tired. You sick? You probably got the same thing I got. I was doing a spin class this morning. I coughed all the way through that thing, man. Looks tired too. Hey, have you heard anything from James or whatever? Do you have his number? Can you send it to me? Because the number that I got...
That's the number I have, the one I sent you.
I sent him someone told me that's not him. I called the number like twice and someone was like, who is this? I was like, well, this is Thomas Kenny, Parks Director. Well, you got the wrong number. So I don't know if he, like, got rid of his phone.
What's his first name?
Kevin James.
James.
Well, there was a...
374-0082 is the only number I have.
Yeah, the one that you sent me is the one that so after I called like 3 times and left messages and
Let me just check my message thing and see if that's... I'm pretty sure.
Or text him and see if that's his right number.
Okay.
It'd be nice to know, and that way I can, I'm just trying to check with him for, next year, because they kind of started and they did great with baseball and stuff was going really, really good, and then all of a sudden it looks like it just kind of, I don't know, it's because of rain and it fell off pretty quick. I mean, they were doing great there in the very beginning. I mean, we put, $10,000 in that concession stand. It looks amazing in there. I mean, it looks really good. So they're not going to use it, and I need to see if the...
Well, it wasn't able to be used while they were playing, was it?
Yeah, they had a concession over there is what they did. They brought that little snow cone shack thing over there, and he was using that.
Right, that's talking about the
yeah, the concession could be used, so I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but... Because he said he had 6 teams this year, and he said next year he was going to add at least 1 more.
Well, he's got enough for 3 more because he stopped it at age 16, and if he's not up
I think that's what he said. But I think something happened. I know he got in kind of a little bit of a situation, I think, with his wife or something.
No, they're divorced. Like,
yeah, she got out or whatever.
Real quick.
She got like a job or something selling educational supplies and kicked him out. And that was like right in the middle of the summer when it happened.
That might be, I was going to say that might have something to do with it.
I think it did, because it was like right in June.
Phone issue too. Like the phone.
Yeah, that might be part of it, because it was like June 1st, as soon as school got out, and he was like right in the middle of all that, and she was just like, kicked him out of the house or something, and she got a job because she was over at the elementary school, right? So we got 4 people, we got a quorum. You ready to get started?
Sure.
I think we got a quorum, right? There goes 5th, right there. I know we got a quorum now.
Give me another one of your pens. Pen, pencil, crayon, color stick.
Well, I went to get a pen out, and I picked up a glue stick, so that was hard. I was like, oh, there's a pen glue stick. So that's how you know you're a teacher, when you have a glue stick instead of a pen.
Pen, yeah.
All right, I'm going to let you call this meeting to
All right,
order.
we will go ahead and call the meeting to order. Who are we missing tonight?
Bedford is, Commissioner Smith is right down the street. He should be here any minute, though.
Okay.
And Lindsay, I haven't heard from her. That's all we're missing.
She may be at the funeral home.
Probably.
I think she may be at the funeral home tonight. So I think visitation for Sydney's wife is like 4 to 8, so she probably at the funeral home. Okay, is that it? That's all we're missing?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we have minutes. Everybody should have a copy in front of them. We were probably emailed a copy. Anybody have anything that they see that's incorrect, needs to be changed, added? If not, we'll entertain a motion to accept.
You make the motion, I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? right, no guests today, no committee reports. Okay, Gardenia Park.
Gardenia Park update. So I'm just gonna go through some updates here. One thing I'm getting ready to do for the, that I'll go over, because all these got updates on them pretty much, but, and I'll talk about each one, but, as we get to them, but I'm gonna do a thing that's gonna, in the State of the City, so I've already started preparing it, and it's gonna be called A Year in Review or whatever, and it'll probably take like 2 or 3 pages of the State of the City. But a lot of that stuff also, I'm trying to get people to start looking at our website, because on our website, I've got a lot of that stuff listed. It's really kind of talking about every single park, and with that, I'm going to take a bunch of pictures as soon as we finish up some of the, I gotta do some groundwork on the pavilions and stuff, and then over at Gardenia Park with some grass and stuff, and then, Rodney Howe's gonna go out there with their drone, take pictures, and I'm gonna do some video type stuff. So I think that'll make the website look really good, and we'll do that as part of the year in review. So Gardenia Park, everything's done up there except for, just the grade work. So, I just talked with the storage unit place over here, yesterday. They're supposed to call me back. I'm trying to get some dirt. So, we put all this concrete in different places between there and Arrow Mines. And Arrow Mines, if you notice, the thing is like 6 inches off the ground or whatever, so we gotta put a lot more dirt in over there, to level that out, so.
I need to make a suggestion, not about that part, but just when you do all of this stuff for the website is good for non-local people, but as a local person, I'm not going on the Mount Pleasant website. I live here, but I'm gonna go on the Facebook page, and just as I was looking.
Put it up on the Facebook page as well?
Yeah, like our Facebook page literally has something almost every day, but it's spin.
Right.
Like, there's nothing about parks out there. And I just feel like as somebody that, real quick will look and see, oh, wow, and then they'll get to talking about that. But to actually, as a resident, I don't go on the website.
You're probably,
Yeah,
and I'll
most
do
people
that.
aren't.
And so, like, what I'm trying to do is we get griped at a lot because our website,
Yeah, and I know, and that's
we
what
need to do that.
outside people definitely
But
look
you're
at.
right, that's a good thing to pull. But, so what I'll do is I'll pull everything I'm putting on the website, and what I'm wanting to do, like I said, is that a lot of people don't even know some of these things that we've done. So that's why I've gotten with your husband, and I said, hey, Rodney's got this certification, so I bought the thing, let's send a drone up, let's take some video of each part, and then take some pictures from above, and kind of show people what we've done in the past 3.5 years, because there's a lot of construction going on in different areas. I'm trying to catch up with it all, and I'm just, I got stuff everywhere right now. But we've done good. I mean, me and John Hatcher were talking about that this morning, and he's like, well, you got a lot done in the past.
Well, I mean, just like today, I picked April up, and I went, by the Scout Hut. I had no idea that there was and I'm part of this group.
I know.
So if I don't know, then I know the general public doesn't
Exactly,
know.
and so we were going to do a story on that, but we're going to do that next month for...
But I mean, just like a quick, I probably should have just stopped and took a quick little snapshot, progress at the Scout Hut.
And that's going to be in the State of the City, but I need to put it on Facebook. You're right.
Yeah, that's just,
And keep
I'll work
going
on it.
to progress.
and that's just the world we live in nowadays. I mean, it just is.
I'll work on that. I'll start putting that stuff up on Facebook. I'm taking pictures left and right. That's what they want me to do.
And I'm an admin, and Victoria's an admin too. I mean, if you don't have time,
No, I can make time. It's just,
Okay, yeah.
it's just a matter of...
I mean, I was just looking, just because I was looking for something, a picture of something on there, and I was like, spin, all the way back to
That's where they want
July.
that.
I mean, the only thing that's non-spin related is Waterday, and then Thunder over Murray.
Yeah.
But
And I should put
July.
more of the teen center pics up there, because I mean, we've
Yeah,
got...
that's cool, I think that's cool too.
I mean, I put in the last State of the City, I put in there Clark and Kane. I wanted to really highlight them, because I think they're doing a great job. They're in there tutoring kids that they're needing help with math and different things like that. I mean, they're incredible. So both
Sorry to
of
give you
them
more
are-
work, are just
great.
Well, what
So-
if I come across something to take a picture, can I just send it to you, or can I send it and then you just approve it, or how
I mean,
does that work?
I'm an admin, Thomas is admin Victoria, but I mean, if you send
Okay.
it to me, I'm
Okay.
pretty good. I mean, I may not be able to during school hours, but as soon as I know my school in the afternoon, as
Right.
long as I don't have a meeting, I mean, I can
Okay.
throw it on there.
All right.
Yeah, it's not, I mean, like I said, when I drove by that scout hut today, I was like, okay, I knew this was gonna happen, I just didn't know it was happening.
And sometimes if you just do the before and after, it doesn't mean as much if you show the steps.
Oh,
like
yeah.
This week, this is happening.
And I've said
week,
this for a long time about us. People are not going to get behind us until they see things happening.
Exactly.
If they're not a part of a ballpark, they don't care about a ballpark, they're not, you know, like, they need to see other things happening. They need to see the scout hut, they need to see stuff at Gardenia Park, they need to see stuff at
You're right, and that's why I really want to do the whole drone thing, and that's my fault for not putting that stuff on Facebook, I'll take blame for it. Because, you know, one of the things I've done at this conference I just went to, we talked about that, and I went through and researched till like 1 o'clock in the morning, just different cities. And I'm like, man, that city's really big, and they don't have nothing, you know, on their website, and I tried to pull up their Facebook page, so I wanted to really kind of highlight, because every year we are asking for more and more and more money. The good thing is when Mayor White came out to our grand opening of the dog park, he was amazed to see how many people actually showed up. I guess people want Parks and Recreation. You know, so, and you're right, I talk to different people that are on ball teams and stuff, and all they see is ball stuff.
Yeah.
You know, they don't really see some of the other things that are going on, the highlights that are going on. So I wanted to really do, even as small as Mount Pleasant is, I still wanted to have a bomb website, and I need to do a bomb Facebook page too, so I'll take, that's my fault. I'll work on it. I can do that.
That's good.
So that's, Gardenia Park update. You wanna do the
Splash pad.
pain in my neck? So, the good thing is, it's really moving forward. We've got the contract's been signed, by the mayor. I got the signs put up today, so if you drive by the site, you actually see there's one that says LPRF. That's the sign that had to be there. There's 3 other signs, which is crazy. You have all these different signs that we had to order and make that have to be there. And this is the funny thing, bringing up what you were just talking about with Facebook and all that. So I started looking, they said, well, go look, you know, down at Ridley Park. Ridley Park's got one. And I'm thinking Columbia, all the money they've got. And if you drive in Ridley Park and you look at where their playground is, see, they've got the 4 signs. How pathetic is what I'm going to tell you is what it looks like. They've got the one that I've got, which you had to pay $100 for. But the other 3 that's supposed to talk about, I don't know what it is, AR dash whatever it is, on different things through the state that you have to post. They're just in a plexi sheet.
Yeah.
Water's run down them. They got tape on the top. They look horrible. So what I did is I said, let's take them over to Paperweight. They made them. So right now they're just on posts. They're sitting out there. Eventually, those will all 4 go to like the building, or when we make up a sign.
Well, that's
we'll put
your
them,
job tomorrow, or tonight, to drive by on your way home and take a picture.
I already got it, so I'll post on
and put it
Facebook.
on Facebook.
I've already got it, because I had to
That's
send
your
it to
homework.
the state. So, and again, the state grant thing, it's funny because I go to all these meetings and we ask these questions because everything's new that they're doing this year, so everything's uploaded. And they don't even know half the questions. And we're like, well, this button don't work. They're like, yeah, it does. Well, no, go try it. It don't work. And they do it right in front of you, and you're right, it doesn't work. So everything's got to be uploaded. So where we're at on the splash pad is this is a rendering that the high school did of the bathroom. The only thing I had to do was basically you got 2 bathrooms, and this is the pump house. Pump house is moving to the right-hand side. If you drive by right now, you'll see there's 4 pins, 4 stakes in place. The top one's closer to the parking lot or the bathroom. So that is 48 by 18. And then the other 4 is your 75 by 50, where the splash pad's going to be. So originally, we talked about having I changed it, is what I did. So originally, we talked about having, if this is the field right here, this is the community center over here. Originally, we talked about putting the bathroom complex over here. We had to move it. And the reason we had to move it is because with the septic lines, all that stuff going on, and all these extra ADA accessible paths that you got to put in, the easiest place to be able to get the water and everything in was to move the bathroom back up against, it's about 28 feet away from the actual parking lot in, because it makes sense. I can put the 2,000-gallon pump in the ground, sidewalk, less sidewalk you got to do, and then the splash pad in the front. So it'll be facing, instead of facing the elementary school, it'll be facing towards your softball field.
Gotcha.
Is where the bathroom will be facing out that way. So we made that call because we were trying to get some of these renderings done. When I went up to the conference I went to, I met with them for about 5 hours on this. And so we're trying to move some stuff around, so we'll still have to have the sidewalks in place. So So 75 by 50. It's coming along good. The next thing we're working on is, we found out that the bathrooms that we built here in town already, because they are under $50,000, you didn't have to have an architectural stamp. So I was just using that same bathroom, just making it a little bit bigger. Can't do that. I have to have an actual architecture, whatever you call it, stamp the plans and where everything's going to be at. So we're hoping that Lawson Associates, I just got an email back from them today that they're looking into it. They're the ones doing the $5 million project downtown for us, all this crazy stuff, whatever. So we're hoping that they might kind of help us out. I kind of explained to them is with the high school, yada, 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 I got to have something stamped. So if they say they can do it, they're going to take what the high school did, move the pump house part down here. I was the one moving this over. The pump house on this side, and so the pump house will be on this side closer to the street, which will be a 24 by 18 room, and then Vortex will mount, they'll put their stuff in there as well, and they'll put it together. And the reason why it's so crazy is because we've got the high school involved, we've got all these different people, and we're also trying to get people to do things for at cost or free and volunteer, so kind of putting together.
Well, I think your drawing there where you're moving the restrooms, it makes more sense to have your plumbing on one side and split on the
It does, and that's why we did it that way, and also, so Bill Lovell is helping us with that as well. He's actually a general contractor, he can do a lot of the plumbing type stuff, we can help him. The kids are gonna do it, but then he can check it and say, yes, it's right, and then Robert turns around, he's our inspector anyway, so he's on board with that. But the also thing is, I didn't want a bunch of lines crossing, so we were gonna have lines crossing this way, across, that's too complicated for them kids, so I said, let's move it all down this way, plus I gotta have a holding tank. And then I found out when I was up there at the conference that we have to have a, so when the splash pad's not in use, so after 3 minutes, there's no water coming out of it. There's a sensor on there that says, okay, we're not using the splash pad right now, so it shuts off. So when it shuts off, that means it pours down rain, where's that water go? Well, that water has to go into an escape hatch that goes somewhere. Where does that water drain? It's supposed to drain into your water, your stormwater drain. Well, lo and behold, Mount Pleasant doesn't have a stormwater drain. They just don't. So I had to get approval from Robert that we're going to run that underneath that sidewalk, and it's going to dump into where the community center stuff dumps into, that little channel that goes down the street to the creek. So that's where it's going to have to dump into. So there's a retaining thing that dumps it into there. So we had to try to find a place to put that. So it's coming together. High school's done great. So now that we've got Kate Finn over there, she's been really good and instrumental with trying to put this classes together. We've met out there several times with students. They've shot the pins, and now Gerald Vick's going to go out there and shoot the pins and get us the land type scaping type stuff the way it needs to be on the elevations. And hopefully between that and Vortex and the other ones, hopefully I can have something turned in by maybe December, and we'll get it back. I'm hoping to start really the ground pool of building sometime in February, because, and just to explain how that'll work, the splash pad part, once, that'll be done by Floyd. So Mike Floyd, his group's going to come out there, they're going to move all the dirt, level it out the way it needs to be leveled for both sections. So once that's leveled out, we can go ahead and go out there and pour the footings. So we'll get footings poured with the concrete, and then we can go ahead and start putting the plumbing in place. So the plumbing will only take probably 2 to 3 days, I think, actually, because they're going to show exactly where to put all this here, and it'll show exactly where to put all this in here. So once that's in place, we can turn around and I can dump the concrete, and whoever wins the bid on that will go ahead and dump the concrete in there. So the hardest thing will be is really building the rest of this restroom. The plumbing will be done. Right. We can go ahead and put the pump house in there that our guys, our water guys, will actually have to learn to be trained on. So they'll actually put the pump type stuff in there. So then that'll give us basically March, April, and May to actually build up that bathroom. How long does it really take? Well, Bill Lovell's group can build it in about 2 days. But with the high school in the mornings, with weather and stuff, I'm hoping to push that off to like March, maybe even April. They think they can get it done in, 4 or 5 weeks. And what I'm hoping is going to happen is they won't really notice on certain days, and I can get some people out there and say, hey, come on, let's go put a couple rows of bricks on. They won't know. We'll put a couple rows of bricks on just so we can finish it up. I mean, because they've got the scaffolding and all that, and we put the roof on.
We'll tell you by by March and April, those kids aren't gonna care about putting bricks out there.
So,
They're ready to be done.
But the splash pad part will be done. Once we get the plumbing part done, that's done. The hardest thing is gonna be really for them building the block room. And it's real easy. It's just gonna be a bathroom and a bathroom. Of course, they made one, and Robert really liked it. It had 3 toilets in it. I'm like, we really need all that? I don't really need all that. He said, well, let's look at it, and if we can put 2 toilets in each one, we'll do it that way. And then the rest of it is pretty much the pump house on the end. So I'm trying to make it less complicated so we can get it done, because I want this thing off my plate. So that's where we're at. Splash Pad has really come along with one of it's really getting there. It's just a matter of all the trying to put all these different engineers and different people, because you're getting this person's volunteering, this person's volunteering, and who can stamp what, and this person does this, so I'm not stamping their stuff, you know, and so I'm still trying to get some of that kind of worked out between, you know, the different people working on it. So they're ready to move forward. Their stuff's pretty much done for right now. Now it's just a matter of trying to get those renderings done for the bathroom, and then getting with Vortex. So I'll see them again in November for a meeting to try to hopefully finish that stuff up.
Where are you at, like, money-wise? Are we gonna be under, over,
So
extra?
we have basically $117,500, I believe, is what it came out to that we're allowed to spend, I think is what it is. The pump house is, the pump and everything, for the pump and all the stuff that goes underneath the splash pad, all the piping underneath the splash pad, is like $83,000. Now, when we first priced that, 3.5 years ago, or 3 years ago when I came here, everything went up. So it was like $60,000. Well, you know, supply and demand goes up, and splash pads have gone up. So that's about $82,000 for all that. The bathroom for the block on the 48 by 18, all the block and all that type of stuff came out being like $5,400. So I got Bill Lovell to actually give me a price on that. He called the place, took care of all that for me. It's about $5,400. To put a roof on, it's going to cost you about another $5,000. So you're looking at probably about $15,000 for the bathroom. So you're sitting right there at about $100,000. To pour the actual concrete for all of it, we're hoping to get a real good deal from someone that'll come in. You're probably looking at an additional about $15,000, $15,000 to $20,000 for all that concrete. Because see what's going on is when we originally talked about it, we weren't, you know, putting all that extra. You know, now that everything's ADA compliant, you know, that sidewalk right there is probably $2,000. Then I got a sidewalk here, and I got a little sidewalk there. If you want to make it look good. So just by estimates from Walter Music, I was talking to him, and he's like, yeah, you're probably looking at you know, $13,000 to $14,000, and then by the time you get the rest of the sidewalks in, so probably close $15,000 to $20,000 is what it's going to cost. So we're sitting right on cost on what we have. So when you actually look at the money-wise, that doesn't include any components, of course. You know, the components are like, you know, anywhere from $1,500 to $5,000. I think I've sent you some of those. I know that I've got, you know, I think you guys are covering one, and I've got another one through CDC.
Or Rotary.
We're kind of looking at that. It's, you know.
You do nothing else.
Well, so I brought it up to Lana when we were out there. And
Yeah, no,
like,
she
what,
said
you know,
she'd be willing to, her company would be willing to do.
maybe, and so I'm going to bring it up. Robert's getting me on the schedule to be able to kind of talk about that. Because, you know, they're always saying, oh, we're just a small group, we don't have no money. Well, I guess let's put it into the community. So
We've got money that we do nothing with.
one of those things, I'm hoping that they'll, because when I originally brought it up, she said, well, how much is the piece? I said, you know, anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000. She goes, well, we don't have all that. You know, I'm hoping that maybe if I can get the Rotary and maybe some of the people in there that got these businesses, and I get it, I totally get it, because it's like sponsorship with Thunder Over Murray. Everybody hits the same people in town. They all do, they really do. I mean, you know, Jeff Tejan gets hit every day. Every day. So, everybody gets hit every day around here, and so I get it, but at the end of the day, we got to get it done. So I'm hoping that, you know, we can get that third piece, or maybe even a fourth or fifth, because I have 5. We only have to have 3 on there, but we have 5 spots for it, the way we're laying it out, with the girl I laid it out with when I was down there. So Vortex is finishing that up right now, trying to put that together for me, and I told him to make sure we can that's why we wanted to snap and go ones. Am I talking too much?
No, you're
So,
fine.
so money-wise, yes, Misty, we're within reason. We're actually a little bit better off than I really expected, because when you're looking at 2.5 years ago pricing this sucker and where we're at now, so, and that's why I was just telling Mr. Patton that with my budget this year, I'm being real cheap right now on where I'm spending money at and different things, because at the end of the day, you know, Mayor White was like, we're gonna stick to this budget, so I'm sticking to that budget. I'm asking every month, you know, for my detailed summary on what I've spent. So if I have to move some money around from one area to another, I'm hoping I can do that. And it's important to stick to the budget. It's just that stuff like this, it does cost money, and the cost went up. So we're sitting pretty good.
Okay.
Any other questions about Splash Pad? Somebody want to take this? Headache. All right. Next.
Air Mines.
Airmines Park. Drive by. Or Thomas could take some pictures and
Yep.
put them up on Facebook. A great mistake. So, but Airmines Park, it looks good. The only thing I don't like, again, I'll take the blame for this, but I should have asked. I thought I originally stated to them when they were building to make sure that it flows with everything else. So the only thing I don't like is that if you drive by, the very front part, the tin that's in the front is blue. The top is good. I'm trying to keep everything the same color. So if you look at the bathrooms that we have, I'm trying to keep them all the same color. The concession stand we put in over there, I said, no, I want red, just like it is out there at, Barker Field, in the bathrooms. So they got this nice little blue strip in the front, but they're
You can
kind of
paint that.
hard-headed.
You can paint it.
Do what?
You can paint that.
Yeah, we could. So, I mean, and that was, it's being dedicated to that, it's a Citizen Club, whatever, but it looks really good. It's a really nice pavilion. Because of where it sits, we had to bring it up, because of the water, just in case. So, I had to look for dirt yesterday, and we got to still kind of level it out on the sides. We got some of it done, but some of it's not, so I got with Steve. And then around the sidewalks and the parking lot, same way. If you go by right now, it's grass kind of growing here and there, but we want to kind of get the dirt leveled up to it, and they're trying to find a excavator machine or whatever that doesn't cost us a fortune to be able to do that both days. So we'll do the same thing at Gardenia as we do down at Aero Mines. We'll throw some dirt out there, but it looks good. I mean, the pavilion looks great, the parking lot looks good, it really came in really well. Sidewalks look great, so we've got 3 or 4 things right now in the small town of Mount Pleasant that are actually ADA accessible. So you've got Gardenia Park is 100% right now. You've got Howard Field where the restroom is 100% right now. And then you've got Aero Mines, which is, 100% right now. And you got the dog park that's technically 100%. So everything we're following is ADA accessibility. That's where you are on Aero Mines.
Needing dirt, have you thought about calling the highway department, because they're always looking for places to
Get rid of dirt.
put
I
that.
can, I'll call them. I checked with right out here at the storage unit place. Supposedly they were selling it for like $100 for like a huge load.
Yeah, but the highway department is always looking for places, and you can tell them, what you're gonna use it for, so that they can kind of
I'll
make
check
sure
with
that
them.
it's not.
If I can save
something big
$200.
rock, But it,
They will give it to you.
they will give it, they will haul it and dump it where you want it.
That's great.
For free, to get rid of it. Call,
I've had people ask me if I could put that dirt on my softball field. I mean, I wish I could, I can't.
You can't.
But,
but it would work for this.
Yeah, it'll work for this, fine. So,
because it's available. Like,
okay, I'll call them, check with that.
Call up there and ask for Sandy.
Sandy.
Uh-huh.
You got a number?
Three 375-6203.
6203. Is that 615 or 931?
931.
Thank you.
And tell her I told you to call, and y'all need some dirt that they're trying to get rid of.
Awesome. Howard Field?
Yep.
Howard Field, same thing if you drove by. Thomas will take pictures. I got plenty of pictures done, I just gotta get them on Facebook. The concession stand is done. Again, what I wanna make sure that we, what I'm trying to get through to, the maintenance department is when we mow grass, we do different things. If you go in there and you look at it, and you stand there and you look at it, it looks great. You look at it from a distance, it looks like crap, because we just don't have you know, we need to do some edging, and we need to do some,
They
you know, they
need
even
to
painted.
mow away from stuff,
Away
not
from stuff,
mow.
and make sure you put it, it's beautiful inside, I mean, it looks great, I mean, they put the metal tin on the inside, so we got metal tin on the inside and metal tin on the outside, they painted on the inside, they painted the floor on the outside, so it looks really good, we just gotta do a little bit of landscaping around it, so I'm hoping that, throughout the winter and stuff, and then as we get in the spring, we can kind of fill in some of the little holes and get some nice dirt over there, whatever, some nice grass, so that looks really good. And it's coming along really well in the bathrooms, we're fine too, so.
Okay, posting park rules.
So, posting park rules was a discussion. One thing I want, so, when I post those pictures on Facebook, if you look at the, so the signage that we have, what I want to do is I want to put into the budget for next year. So you look at our signs in our parks, they're pathetic. I'm just telling you, they're pathetic. Those little blue things that we've got bullet holes through some of them, and they just kind of rusted out or whatever. I want something that pops. I want something that shines, that really says what a park is. And I want them to be consistent. But I think also on there, we need to find a way to design that this is Arrowmines Park, this is Gardenia Park. Do we put the rules off to the right of it? Do we put them on there? And so it's kind of something I'm kind of looking at for next year, and I want to get some pricing on that. I want to put that in to our budget in July. That way, or when we get it in July, and then in August, we can kind of have an idea and order something. If you look at some of the signs that are out there at the dog park right now, those were all done by Paperweight, and they're not very expensive. It's some type of almost like metal type material, and he puts this sticker type in there. They're weatherproof. They're waterproof. And I haven't had any issues with the ones out at the dog park. They look great. I don't know if that's something we go with, or if we go with a you know, another sign company. But as I went to NRPA, I went to some of those sign companies, and they were like $1,500, $2,000, you know, for one sign.
I think if we can keep it local, we should.
Yeah, so I'm.
Well, and another thing is, if we do somebody local and it messes up,
Yeah, we can talk to them.
Exactly.
They
What I was thinking about doing is that you take 4x4s and you stain them and you put them in the ground, and then you put it between two 4x4s, and you get Paperweight to do these things. Like the 4 signs I just put out there at the at Splash Pad, they're about this big and that wide. $15.
Yeah.
15.
Yeah.
So can you imagine one that's just a little bit bigger than the size of that
Yeah.
TV?
Mhm.
You get one a little bit bigger than the size of that TV. I can probably get them done and I want color in them.
Yeah.
You know, I want them to look good. You know, and
Well,
so
and I think too, when you do that, I've been to lots of parks and things over the years, because Lord knows we played baseball anywhere we could. Instead of just saying such and such park, say something like, welcome to Gardenia Park.
exactly.
And then put your rules. Don't
Put
just
the
say
rules on
Gardenia
there.
Park. I mean, to me,
well, there's been places that just say park rules.
yeah.
Like, it doesn't, I mean,
But
if
I
you've
think,
never
you
been
know,
there, you don't even know what the park's called.
welcome to such and such park.
I want to take all those down, because there's different places that park rules, and I guess certain people didn't like the fact you couldn't use profanity, so they,
Just
you know,
mark
they
it
taped out profanity. I'm like, so, and you look around, and I want that to really pop. We got these, all this work we're doing, and I'm starting to look at these signs, I'm like, that's pathetic. You know, so, and I get these signs made over there, I'm like, maybe I need to talk them into doing that. But the other thing I want to do with that, and I didn't have it on there, is, and I want you guys to kind of give me some ideas and stuff on it, but, and we'll have to get approved by commission, but I want a logo for Parks and Rec. You know, most towns have those. So when I was in Pigeon Forge last week, I know the director up there, I know the assistant director, their logo is kind of like their little city logo, I guess, what they have. It's that little guy hammering on a thing for steel or whatever, but they have that on all their different parks and different things like that. I don't know if we want a city logo, or if
Well,
you want to...
I think, I mean, just my personal opinion, I think it would be good to stick with the city logo, but then a color, like,
Yeah.
it's black and white, so why don't we do green?
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
Like, or
Or blue,
paint it,
or blue,
something.
or
And if you look at those signs that Dave's done, he's got a lot of greens and reds and stuff in there, and it really pops. I mean, it looks really good,
And
the one at the dog park.
the signs that they make up here, are they the corrugated signs, or are they metal?
It's.
They're not pure metal, they're
not
probably...
pure- Yeah, it's a different,
He can do metal. He can do them on metal. So metal is just like an extra, like, $10 a sign. He's like, I can do metal, but this material that he gives me is kind of like some type of, almost like, between fiberglass and type of metal. I don't know what it is. I love it.
It's like, I think it's what they put like the road signs.
Mm-hmm.
Road signs are not all metal, they're and material that.
Yeah, they're
Kinda
poly
lightweight.
I love the stuff that he uses, I mean, and it looks really good, so.
Well, I'm just thinking if you had something like that between two 2x4s, I see a kid running
Will it be
a
flimsy?
bicycle through it, and, you know, or somebody punch, that's what I was just, because it's not like a small sign. You're
No, he can go
something
bigger.
like that, you
The
know.
ones I have are
I
pretty
could see
thin.
them doing a karate chop or
Yeah,
riding a
no, he can make those a
bicycle.
lot thicker, I mean, you can make them
I mean,
probably a half
seriously.
inch if you really, I think right now, the ones I've got like maybe a quarter of an inch, you can make them a half inch, and he orders
Well,
that
if we
stuff.
need some metal signs, when you turn that off, I'll tell you where we can get some that we can put on.
So, just kind of start thinking about that on what, just in the
Not
next,
just that
I mean, we got plenty of time on it.
Yeah.
I just want to be able to put it in my budget in April.
Well, if we need the metal for signs, and we can put that on it, or to maybe help support or whatever with the sign, I'll get with you on that.
Okay, and, because he can print the sticker type thing, they're great.
Well, you might could do that and put the metal behind it. I'm just worried about it being
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
flimsy, being that big.
Yeah, you're correct. And if we put them up the right way in between two posts, then it actually looks good if you, cement
Yeah.
the 4x4s in the ground. I just
And then
think
we
the
can
wood looks.
landscape around the
Yeah,
post.
exactly, that's why I want, you can put a little bit of, you just mulch around it or something like that, and kind of put a little border, kind of like when Victoria did
Couple
the
green plants.
cornhole
maybe
things out there where you throw from, you can put some of that little black bordering in, that stuff's real cheap, it's not that expensive. It just makes the park look better when you pull up,
Right.
and we got signs that are leaning over,
Well,
and,
if you can get the signs in, then I'll landscape them.
okay, cool. All right, well, I'll work on that and try to start getting some prices together on that, but what we also need to do is work on, I'm trying to put together some rules and type stuff like that we kind of have, and what other parks are putting up, and then take them to our lawyer, make sure we're legit. All right, F.
Renovation work to the Scout Hut.
So, Scout Hut is coming along really, really good. The good is, it's coming together good. The bad is that the, money that we'd set aside from commission is spent out. So, on what we've done so far. But if you look at what we've done, we've had to, took off the roof, it was horrible, we were hoping we could save part of it, but we couldn't. They took everything out, they put the blocking in, so now you got all the little wood blocks in there. That'll work as a barrier for when we actually put in, there's two different types, one can be a stucco and one can be like another type of chinking. It's two different styles in the roof. So we're lacking about, 10 to 12,000. Now, we're lacking 10 to 12,000, but, at one time we had some fundraising going on that, so John Hatcher is working on that, with Mayor White right now, and getting ready to have a conversation with him and try to find out. That's why I want to do a story at about some point, and so people will see what we got going on out there. We ran into some problems when we were taking it apart and stuff, different areas. There was a lot of logs that were, when we started washing them and they started cleaning them and getting the stuff out, they're horrible. I got like 5 logs from actual, down here at the power systems, and they had to cut them up, is what they did. And so they braced the back, and they put some up on it. I mean, they got like 5 or 6 different ones that they had to really do, so it was in really bad shape when we really started getting down to it. So it looks great, it's coming along, and I'm taking pictures of it, I need to get them on Facebook, so people will see the progress,
Y'all aren't here.
that they'll see the progress of what's going on out there, and I think it's a good thing. So,
Facebook Live.
do I have?
Facebook Live.
Not Thomas, no.
Facebook Live.
Facebook Live.
Somebody else, not
I don't want your boss to go out there.
Thomas is like you. He's, no, Thomas cannot
I'm
Facebook.
sketchy, I'm all over the place.
Get a GoPro and just...
I don't have the, selfie stick, so, but it's coming along really well, it's looking really good, and so now we're just trying to look at the, fundraising effort on the funding side to be able to finish it up, so. Good thing is, like I said, when we put John Hatcher on kind of work, he had more contacts than I did, he's done great. So when you see John Hatcher or something around town, let him know, because, I mean, he volunteered a lot of his time to be able to do a lot of that and trying to put things together, and he went through me for all of it, but at the same time, he kind of worked that project and made sure that, so it's coming along really good. I'm really impressed with it.
Okay, you have approval to accept funds for grants.
So, we've already done that, we didn't have the meeting last month or whatever, so that's already taken care of, the mayor's already, signed off on that, so, they had to approve it in the commission meeting to, for him to be able to sign off on it, so it's done.
the Halloween on the square, what are we doing?
October 31st, Thursday, so the good news is that, our section of it seems to be getting smaller and smaller. Because I went out and I hit everybody again this year. Victoria's like, hey man, what are you doing? You gonna be able to fit all these people down here? I'm like, we'll fit them, we'll be alright. So, you got that list? We've got, the good thing is, like Victoria says, now we've got, actual industries that are, interested in coming down.
We've done some networking, like, so I got a couple emails from when we did the industry luncheon down at TJ Smalls. A couple of them I talked to one of the women, she got together with another one of the women from a different, one of these industries. They started talking, and now they want to be involved in the Halloween and, like, the Rotary Parade and stuff like that. They're starting to reach out to me. I've had 3 reach out and say, what can we do to be a bigger part of the community? So, it's growing.
What I did is I went out and I just hit it, I was just blanketing the place with the thing we did last year and trying to tell them what we were doing. And so then I think the word kind of got around. I didn't hit the industries, but I hit Smelter. And I'm just trying to get more people down here because I think, it makes our little section a little bit easier, but then you have more, you have so many kids down there and more people. So you've got Mount Pleasant Power Systems that this year I think they're dressing up as Amish people. Got some little competition type stuff going on. Now you've got Fast Pace coming down, and I talked with Samantha Whitwell. I think they're dressing up as like Wizard of Oz theme or something. I have like 4 conversations with her. She's like, calling me, hey, can we do this? Do you have power? Can we do this? Can we do that? So, and that's what I want to see. So you got more people doing different things, and you got more people giving out candy too. So Axe and Amp's coming down. I invited him. I was talking to him last night. There's another one we just put on the list. Trying to help feature him because he's down that way. He's going to probably bring an amplifier down and play a little bit of acoustic type stuff, maybe a little bit of music or something. So trying to change it up a little bit and just add to it. What are we going to do?
Walking Dead Pharmacy,
Cool. But I'm saying, is he coming to our area or is he staying in
staying at Square. Same as the bank, 'cause we're gonna hand out candy at the bank as well.
Yeah, so I got...
Yeah, to make sure that we tell people too.
Yeah, so I got a bunch of the downtown people doing
Get
stuff.
Terry's
You got,
barber shop.
I wonder, would there be, this might not be, not be able to, but could we shut it down?
They said that we can. I've asked already.
Why?
I don't know.
the highway, yeah, you can't shut the highway down.
You can for the barbecue festival?
Because they're only allowed to do certain times or whatever, I don't know. I tried last year.
Yeah, I asked already too.
Well, I was just thinking, if we're gonna have people here,
Oh, we have
I'm just
a-
afraid we're gonna have kids
They're close to be,
shoot across.
they are gonna shoot across there.
Because,
I'll ask them again tomorrow.
doing this so many times, there are so many kids that come down there with no parents.
What they did last year was they put, 4 or 5 police
officers out
right there on the
Okay.
street to help.
Well, maybe
That
at
would
least
work.
If
that.
they feel like
There's
it's
some type of code type thing, you only do
then
so much
they
a
will
month.
shut it down
Something, I
eventually,
don't know.
but until they feel like that it's not
So
gonna
they
be
need to go
enough,
lay out
they'll
in the
just,
floor, so they
yeah,
go lay out in the
Yeah.
middle of the road.
yeah.
The hemp shop down here,
Hey, man, hello.
Hemp Shop's doing a movie at 6:30, so they'll do a movie at 6:30, and they're gonna kinda set a little thing up here letting people know to go down that way.
Okay.
So they're gonna do a little movie thing, I talked with them, they're gonna set up out in front, but they're also gonna set up down here where we're at, so
I'm
that's what
gonna
they
email
told
her
her.
tomorrow and get with her.
So they can
I'm trying to
kinda
craft barbecue
make sure
sauce.
people know that they're down there, so, but it looks really good, so what we're gonna do, what I suggest we do is popcorn, so we always do popcorn. So I got the popcorn machine, I don't have the big one, I got the small one, so we can do popcorn. We got the corn trough, because we're gonna have it for the barbecue festival,
And the
so we'll have
kids
the corn
love
trough here.
Digging that nastiness. but
Yeah, they like it. I have the cornhole boards. I'll put cornhole boards out. The only other thing I recommend is your little lollipop thing. I think keep it that. Keep it easy. Because we got so many other people down here doing it. Originally, when we first started this, or y'all first started it, in the second year I did it, we had bowling out there, because we were doing it all.
We
You know,
had like 15
we had 15 different games.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
and the year we had 15 games inside this little.
inside the lobby
Yeah,
because it was
so-
And it was
raining.
me.
we don't need 15 games. We need the
We
corn
got to the
trough.
bouncy balls quick.
We need the cornhole if they want to throw it, because they're not even going to throw it. We'll put it out there to make it look like we have an extra game, but we'll have the cornhole out there, have the little lollipop sucker pull thing, and the,
What time are we doing this?
so,
Okay,
go ahead, because
Thomas messed up.
I screwed up, just blame
Thomas
myself.
messed up
Uh-oh.
and put it 4 to 6 in the community and told the vendors it's 4 to 6, but we changed it to 4:30 to 6:30. Last year, because we said City Hall closes at 4.
Yeah.
Some of you guys don't even get off
Bank
till
don't even close
5.
till 4:35.
4:35, and now it's on Thursday night where those they stay, y'all stay up till 5?
4:30.
4:30. Some of, the school bus says some kids don't get off till 5, or get home till 4. So, anyway, so I just pulled up my flyer and went with what we went with last year, which was
And that's
4:30 to 6:30, but like we said, when we started at 4 that year, they were here at 3:30.
That's right.
So we started at 4:30, they're gonna be here at 4
That's right.
anyways.
She's just gonna send the email out and tell everybody, hey, we're gonna run it till 6:30 this year, no one's
Yeah.
gonna care.
No,
And if they
they're-
start shutting down at 6:15, whatever.
Yeah.
We shut down whenever we run out of candy.
So I think be here at 4,
Popcorn.
be here at 4, and then,
Yeah, I'm gonna have
How many
the
bags of
square
popcorn
shut
we
down
do
at
last
3,
year, Luann?
and we're gonna go ahead and start
How many
letting
bags
people
we
load
do
in
last
and
year?
stuff, doing things out there. Some of them are doing trunk or treat, some of them are setting up
Over
a thing.
500.
Same as last year, they're gonna leave the power poles up here for me. I talked to Al today,
I ran out of
so we have
bags.
plenty of power.
I know.
We had to cut
I know we did.
bags.
And are the churches still doing stuff too? I know last year they did.
our churches,
Yours is on Saturday. I just saw it, it was up on the thing today, it said, maybe it's not your church, maybe it's a different church. I would say Church of Christ.
yeah, ours is.
Where's Butch
I
Church?
dogs.
was thinking ours was Wednesday too.
Something's on Saturday, I saw,
Football.
maybe.
Do we have popcorn?
No, I can go,
Yeah,
where do you
our
get
trunk or
it
treat
from?
is Wednesday,
Damn.
so.
Can
Yeah, ours is
you
Wednesday.
get
But
it
I
in
would
your
say
email?
the Baptist
Get it
church
in there?
always does something.
Yeah, I know. My wife has been
Can
to
you
some
get
of
the
her
bags
studios.
there too?
Yeah.
Popcorn,
Right here.
oil.
Yeah, but that is gonna be heavily
Well, I
traveled.
told her
Yeah,
it's gonna
you
be.
get that,
It'll be
and then,
heavily traveled.
I'll
to
get
take over
suckers.
To the Baptist church.
Sonya already got them.
Does
Okay.
anybody have a
So you
contact
bring
with the
up whatever
Baptist
you did,
church
we'll
to
suck the
double
whole
check,
thing?
but I've never known them not to do it.
Yeah.
The what now?
I said the Baptist church, I don't have a contact, but I've never known
They
them not.
usually do hot dogs and.
Yeah, hot dogs and.
Yeah, they usually do the hot dog thing type
Inside
thing.
the gym or whatever.
Yeah,
Your wife gonna come up?
that
She
little
wanna come
street
Yeah, she's
bond.
gonna do her,
She's gonna do it down there, okay, good deal. Because I know a lot of those things, they said they're just gonna do it from there, and then ones that we were bringing down here, we wanted to make sure that, you know, we had them on our list. So we've
Yeah.
got a lot on that list,
She's
so
close enough to the squares, yeah.
we're looking really good. So if y'all agree with that, we'll keep ours simple. Because cornhole, you don't have to manage, the corn trough, you don't have to manage, all we really have to manage is the sucker pool and the popcorn. That's pretty easy.
I'll get her to get.
I'll come back and forth and across the street, 'cause, I mean, the girls and I are setting up across the bank. We got glow sticks again this year.
Well, I've got my guys working anyway that night. I
What's the
told them
grill
they would work.
doing?
Do I?
What's that? Yeah, I mean, because like normally, like usually if it's on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, they don't do anything because they're not open. And on Wednesday, like last year, they just opened, they didn't do anything, but they're really slow on Wednesday. But Thursday nights, they're
Kids eat free
kids'
night.
night and all that, so we need to see if they're gonna,
Well, Tom kind of talked about that earlier. I had asked him if he had taken anything over there since Angela had been a little more involved in the community
yeah.
than those before her. And I said I would send an email out to Angela in the next couple of days and ask her kind of follow
We're
up.
just gonna get past barbecue.
I took one over there
I
to
just gotta
her,
get
told her to
past
make sure it got to Angela, and I actually took one into her business.
Yeah.
So, when I said, if you, I know you run the grill, and I talked with her about that and whether or not she, you know,
Well,
she's
she
They all
usually
participate.
seems to participate
Yeah, they're
in things.
participating in Barbecue Fest this year. They had
Oh,
a
yeah.
whole beer garden, I mean.
So
so.
I just didn't know if that would be something to count on.
But I got Clark and Kane, they'll be working that day too, so I have them down here, so they're,
Mhm.
I'll be
they're,
here.
they're my paid
I'll be
staff,
here.
so they'll
I'll
be
be
down
here.
here. I'm shutting the center down that day, and I'm making them come down here. I told them to be down here at like 3 o'clock to help me start getting set up. Or 3:15, that's usually when Clark
So
gets.
put on your list tables
Yeah, I'll bring tables, I got cornhole boards, corn trough,
and bring a couple of chairs.
and I'll get chairs down here. So,
Y'all don't understand, we did over 500 bags of popcorn last year.
You didn't get a chance to sit down at all.
And so standing there for 500 bags of popcorn is a long time. I'm getting too old to stand.
so, but we're basically kind of set up, did you get the paper I dropped off?
Yes.
So, sorry, it was kind of, it's missing like 10 sheets, but that's what
Okay.
they had. I didn't want to have to order it, I wanted you to go ahead and get it, so
Fine.
I kind of took it out there and was kind of jacked up, but it's
I
there.
didn't call complaining, so.
All right.
Festival Cornhole for fundraiser.
Oh, so that got canceled.
Okay.
Originally, we were doing a cornhole at the festival. My people do cornhole, we're gonna do it, but her mother got put in the hospital or whatever, she's been in and out, and so she kinda, they didn't wanna commit to that. But they are looking at trying to help me out with something, because sometimes they do some of these, cornhole type events that they've done in other areas, Manchester and different places like that. They brought in a couple $1,000, so I'm trying to get them to help me out at doing it as a splash pad type fundraiser. And maybe we can make a little bit of money and we can kind of put it towards splash pad or component. So, that's where we're at on that. But originally we were gonna do it down here on Friday night, and that didn't really work out. And that's all I have. Any questions for me?
No, sir.
Have you posted anything yet?
No, but I better get home tonight and start taking some of these pictures and putting them up.
Okay, anybody have anything else? If not, we need a motion to adjourn.
I second that motion. Sorry I was late, guys.
Okay.
Barbecue Fest, almost here, this close.
Are you having barbecue this festival?
Yes,
Maybe a little bit.
we're gonna have all kinds of barbecue.
Mexican barbecue this year, I'm not sure what that is, but it's all dinner,
Oh, wow.
man.
Hey, I'm telling you, man, I had out at the dinner today, Diane's birthday, they had deep fried ribs. I've never had deep fried ribs for my life. And those bad boys were
I think that's a copyright infringement.
Oh, yeah. That's how one of my managers, he's like, did you put that down there? See that? No, I didn't. He said, have you seen that thing?
But I have.